2 shots of vodka.
Yeah. You want direction, and I've got intentions for you. I've made some mistakes, babe, but just let me make it up to you. I think you've got what it takes to be mine. Don't let them throw you off, babe. We only running out of time. I think you're perfect. I think you're worth it. I think you've got something different. I've been searching. I think you're nervous. He's made you so mad. I think you should take a chance and show me that you can.
Yo, man. How y'all doing out there, man? It's your boy Will Love, and we are here again, blessed and highly favored for another episode of 2 Shots of Vodka podcast. Man, this is about to be a good one here. I have 2 good friends, or shall I say sisters, alright? And I mean sisters with an A-H-Z, alright, at the end. With me today, alright, we got the natural health guru. That's what I like to call her. Empress Queen, my sister Quanza Washington. And I also have with me author, poet, Miss Everything, Miss Octavia here with me today. How y'all doing today? Y'all good?
Wonderful.
Doing good, man.
Good. Yeah. How y'all mental health?
Whew.
She got sound nervous. Woo. Well, I think we can ease that up real quick. What we do here on 2 Shots of Vodka is we all take a shot of vodka, all right? Because we all know one shot make everything good, all right? And everybody out there listening, y'all take a shot too, motherfucker, all right? We got 2 flavors here. We don't give out no names because we ain't got no money for no promo for anybody, and we ain't receiving none. So, y'all want to tell them what flavors we actually got, so the people out there can answer what flavor we got. We have
peach and pineapple.
On a Saturday. That's lovely. All right. So, everybody, let's toast up. All right. Let's go here. Oh yeah. All right. Ooh. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh. Nice.
So I'm gonna start with you, Miss Octavia. This book, all right, Traces of My Pencil. Amazing. An eye catcher, and definitely kept me glued to my seat. That is definitely a page turner. I noticed in the beginning of the book you preference in memory of Cat. Am I saying it? Mm-hmm. Am I saying it correct? Cat, Kwani, Big Mama, and Son. Do you mind telling the people who those lovely people you dedicating your book to?
Yes. So Cat was a first cousin of mine. She was just an amazing woman. She was just a lady, and she just had this grace about her with everything that she does or did, and she was just kind of like that voice of reason. Mm-hmm. And even though she's passed on, sometimes I can still hear the way she would just say my name. It was just something about the way she did it, you know what I'm saying? And she was just very near and dear to my heart. She was like that older cousin, but yet that big sister that I never had. So when she passed on, that kind of crushed me, you know. So I just wanted to do something that would make her proud, you know, because she was just like that standard, you know, that person that you just look up to and you want to be like, or if not exactly, then just someone to follow. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And she was just that girl. Kwani was a cousin, second cousin. She passed on from sickle cell anemia. She had complications with that. And, you know, she was just so young and bright and just was doing things. And so I was like, I dedicated a poem in there to her. I wrote, like, maybe 5-6 years ago, like when she initially passed, but I just never published it.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, this is the opportunity because, I think people should, read it, look at it and kind of resonate with anyone that they probably had passed on.
Yeah.
Big Mama, oh God. Big Mama was just that big mama.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't have children of her own, but the way our village was set up is that she just kind of had a hand in raising everybody. If you're doing wrong, you're gonna know about it. The community gonna know about it. Your mom and your daddy gonna know about it. And she was just this sassy lady. You know what I'm saying? She ain't gonna bite her tongue, but she's one of them women like, who she thinks she is? She ain't my mama, but she gonna tell you what's up. Very sassy and classy, and she was just that woman.
Yeah.
That woman who just knew how to grind. I raised up in the country, so she knew how to make that soap and that sausage and what I'm saying, that's just how they did.
Yeah.
And pickling vegetables and fruits and stuff like that. So she was that big mama, that she was
that's someone everybody needs.
Yeah.
Everybody needs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. One of the ones that stuck out to me first was Baby It's Cold Inside. All I could say was ooh. Yeah. So a quick excerpt from it was too often to bite my tongue. He was too drunk to see his wrong, and if I was too young not to have fun as a child. Did you pull that one from a personal place?
Yeah, that was.
I kind of felt that one, like.
Yeah, that was based on childhood shit. Growing up, my dad was an alcoholic and just didn't have the means of warmth, the means of just basic life survival. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like cold days like this, man, look, we got kerosene heaters on, we got the oven on, just trying to stay warm, trying to, just trying to maintain. And some days it was colder inside than it was outside.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So thus the title, Baby It's Cold Inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that one, I definitely felt that one. And it's funny. It's a funny thing too, how a good writer when you can actually they actually create a story or a vision. It's like, I call it, even with music, I call it, audio movies. They create these things and you paint this picture. But then too, I feel like what also made you special in writing this too was this spectrum, this paradigm you created that made me see you pull this from a personal place, like seriously. Like you kind of tell when some things is written and fabricated. Yeah. But I was like, nah, that she went through that one right there.
Yeah, I've been through it, man. Yeah. I've been through it. And you know what? The other part about that is like sometimes when you experience things as a child, and then sometimes that kind of dwindle into your adult life. You don't mean to do it, but it just kind of follows you until you have to break that cycle. Because what I went through in that situation, it wasn't me. It was, parents, your village, and sometimes of course I couldn't control that, but they had to do what was best. But then when I, like I said, kind of grew up and became an adult, I kind of saw that same cycle. I'm like,
Yeah.
I refuse. You know what I'm saying? So now that I have control of my own life versus, living that experience, some changes got to be made. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
I said, another one in the book definitely gonna catch my eye because I am that Dear Black Man. I want to ask Miss Quanza, because every time I'm on Facebook, she woo, I'm like, whoo, thank God I ain't from Charleston. These niggas can't get it right. Jesus Christ. But no, I want to start with you and ask you, what's the biggest misconception about the black man?
that he doesn't have a heart and that he is not sincere in his heart. And I can relate that to relationships or in family or, dealing with children or just in general. I think the world at large sees them a lot harder than they are. I think they've had to be strong for a long time. But any woman who's been in a relationship before where she's had a man's heart, she knows the truth that they are loving and they are very, protective and, especially a balanced man. Yeah.
How do we get back to having those kings back into the household, after the world or basically the government basically shunned us out of the home? How do we actually get them back into the home, and not just in the home, but actually take their rightful place on the throne as, hey, you're the king, this is how you lead, like back they did in the 70s and the 60s, 70s and 80s. How do we get back there?
It's a lot of unlearning.
Oh yeah.
And it's a lot of rebuilding. No matter what, they will always have to come in the proper energy in order for us to allow them to sit in their rightful place. Yeah. So if a black man is out there and he's struggling, 6 months from now, if he thinks about it and strategizes, he could have a welder certification. He could change his entire life. And now he is a provider, and now he is a protector. So though I may feel, some type of way, sorry for them in a sense, I'm not an enabler. Yeah. So they have to get there. Same thing with the sisters, you stand in your queendom or you don't. But it is what it is, We have to rise up to that as a people, period.
Yeah, and I kind of revert back to what you were saying about breaking the cycle, because I tell everybody too, like, I like to think I'm broken, or I am breaking the cycle of past family members or whatnot. And and correct me if I'm wrong, I always say you gotta have the willpower, no pun intended. You gotta have the will to actually, just when you look yourself in the mirror and say, look, this is what the fuck is wrong with me.
Yep.
That's right.
This is my problem, and you know what? I'm done. I gotta stop fucking around and step up. And I think when you do that, you open the door and be receptive for the change, And then the crazy part is you see a lot of brothers and sisters with the potential to do better, but like my old head always told me, you can't fall in love with potential.
That's right.
Yeah.
We learned that early.
Oh yeah.
So and I used to say that shit a lot too in relationships. I'm like, yeah, she does this, this, but like, she can be great.
Is she doing it?
Yeah. Right. Or taking steps, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, it's tough too, because especially where I come from, in New Orleans, they're a product of their environment, and it's like you said, you're not an enabler, but they have those enablers around them. So you may think, oh, he don't want to be with me. All right, fuck it. You can't see your son. Yeah, girl, keep him from his son. Keep him from his son. And they may be, they may be around that from 12 to 3. They go home and they may be thinking like, this shit is wrong. But then they go back around that same shit from 12 to 3, and it's like, a crackhead going into rehabilitation center and going right back out there. Exactly. So it's like, how can some of those women or even men in situations like that, to where they go inside, and they kind of know, but then they go back out, and it's like their environment, like it keeps enabling them.
Like you said, it's just about having that willpower to make the decision and realize that, okay, this is wrong, I'm fucking up, I need to stop, and just change it, and just finding the power to even change, to even want to change, and just doing it. You know what I'm saying? And of course, with that comes the naysayers, like, oh, now you think you all that, just because, you was with us at one point, and now you think you all that, you think you Mr. Goody Two Shoe or whatever like that. Like, you have to shun that and keep moving, especially if you know that this is holding you back. But a person going to do, or people going to do what you allow them to do. And if you keep allowing these enablers to be in your ear, like you said, from 12 to 3, then that's what it's going to be. You know what I'm saying? You got to get out of it.
Yeah. Ms. Quanza, you want to add to that?
I'll just add to that. After you make the choice, then you have to decide. I'll say it like this. We have two different type of people. You have people who are proactive and decide on their own for whatever reason. Maybe they come in contact with someone who's motivating them or whatever. It's something out of their normal circumstances happened that gave them a wake up call. Mm-hmm. Right, and they decide to. And then you have those who wait until life makes you look at it, right?
Yeah.
Whether it's, dealing with natural health, whether it's, you get diabetes and now you're going to start paying attention to what you eat and da-da-da. But you knew about diabetes before you got diabetes. You probably knew it was in your family and that. So it would be the same thing in life in general. We always have choices. And what we, how we look at reality, what's your reality? Are you going to say, I know I'm eating bad and eventually it's going to cause me to get sick and be proactive? Or will you sit and wait until you hit rock bottom and then you still have a choice? You can either die or, continue on that path or make a change. Our people right now, we learn through suffering. And so we have to actively change that narrative in every sense, in every area.
And that's definitely we're definitely gonna get to that part, especially with the health, since you're definitely the guru on that. But another something that was always a question of mine: where do we get this mindset that women feel they can raise sons to be men?
Say it again.
When women feel like they can raise sons to be men, so like I gave an example, you don't need his dad, and they do it at such a young age, and they feel that they're not actually hurting the boy, because he's 3 or 4 or 5 and so on. But and I don't know, you guys may not have the answer, but where did this mindset come from?
Disappointment probably is
I would say that
biggest thing. It's not right, and nothing I'm about to say is an excuse. Because I strongly disagree with that notion. But I will say our sisters are out here. That's not everybody's story. There are a lot of fathers who will not come around, that should come around, that have the opportunity to come around and to build themselves and do that, but they don't. And so there is a strong it sends a strong message, even because for me myself, I don't have that issue. My children's father was there. He was long distance, but he was there every holiday. But I have aunts and cousins and sisters, and I hear the struggles that they go through.
And not to cut you off, so he was long distance, and that's amazing, because you were still able to make that work. And he still put in the effort. That's even.
There was no hesitation, no doubt. We were both raised in families that expect that we would take care of our children.
So it is possible to, even long distance, to still father or mother. Kids.
Anything is possible.
Absolutely. He's in Atlanta, 4 hours away. Give me an excuse, don't. It's not gonna work. Wow.
Because I mean, at like I said, I didn't know where that notion came from, that they feel like just because the kids are small, they don't need a dad right now. And then, like you said, they kind of, like you said about eating bad, they kind of wait till the last minute. When a kid 15 and about to get ready to go to jail, and then you need to come get your son.
Right.
That's when things done turn for the worse, and she's tired. Her hands are tied, and she's exhausted and pretty much depleted. And now she wants him to step in, and I can't say it's too late. It's never too late, but it's just based on, I wouldn't say selfishness in a sense, but it can be that, you know, we as women, some women think that we are just so strong and we have to do these things. And, you know, there are some fathers who want to be there that can't, and you got some fathers who just don't give a fuck, you know, and the ones that just don't care, I think that's when the women just, you know, we just have to pull up our big girl panties and put on our cape and be like, okay, this is what we got to do to survive. But like you say, it's always a choice. Don't wait till it's too. I mean, there's some villages who got uncles and brothers and stuff who can step in, but we as the women sometimes have to just lean back and say, okay, before it's too late, before they get too old, too much older, this, I need you. Because some of us are afraid to say, I need help. Yeah. You know, and that's when that independent woman thing comes in, and I hate that. I hate it. You know, and I think that's kind of where it comes from too, not just the disappointment, but the independency. You know, and don't have to be that way. We don't always have to be strong. I know, I hope I'm not going off on a tangent, but I kind of think that this is where some of the women come in and be like, okay, he's not there, so I have to do it. Yeah. You know, but you'll still have to be open and receptive to the outside help and say, I'm tired, I can't do it, I need you. Or uncle, brother, community leader, whoever, you know. Because now they have some organizations where, you know, where responsible men can step in and kind of mentor or mentor these young guys. Yeah. So the burden wouldn't have to be so heavy on her. Yeah. So it's possible for us to kind of kill that whole thing. I don't even like it. Yeah. You know, I'm a was a divorcee, and you know, I have a son, but I never bashed his dad or their dad in front of them. Yeah, I had my, oh God, I can see some things now, but.
And where did that come from too? The bashing in front of the kids, you know, just, what the fuck? Like,
it's wrong, it's wrong, and it just builds up that wall of negativity, the kind of like, and it comes from the disappointment and the hurt from probably that relationship. And she just didn't have maybe an outlet of venting. So the kids are there, and it's just that outburst like, I hate him, and then he just a piece of shit, and you know, they hate all of that. They see mom is hurt, and so now they kind of forming their own ideas, like, because my son was like, at one point, I think he was like probably 14 or 15, and we kind of chuckle at this to this day, and I'm like, how do you feel about me getting a boyfriend? And he was like, well, Mom, I'm here, I can get a job. And I'm like, no.
Don't know if you can make that much, buddy.
and you know, he was like, Mama, you don't need nobody. I don't need you for that.
That's right.
You remain in your place, you know, but I think, and that's when I had to change myself in a sense, like, and I wasn't teaching him how to be a man, but I was teaching him as a single woman at the time is how to treat a woman. You know, how not to treat a woman, and just teaching him about women in general. Like, whenever you come in contact with a young lady, this is how you do things, or this is how not to do things, and kind of preparing him, you know, for where he is now, teaching him how to cook, just survival stuff, you know, because we all need those lessons. So never took that role away from his father. You know, it's just that when me and him got together, I'm telling him, like, look, this is what is missing. This is what he needs. This is what y'all need to talk about, and still giving him that respect as his father, no matter how much he's there or not, or how much they communicate or not, just still keeping that door open.
So you wanted to ref you that it doesn't matter how much you do or not, like, you just still going to respect him as his father, like I'm just not even gonna worry or fester on the fact of what you're doing financially or and maybe even emotionally. You want him to be there, but you're just kind of not gonna just bash him or anything like.
It was a very thin line. Trust me, it wasn't easy. It really wasn't easy, but it's just being the bigger person, and not falling for whatever tactics and shit he had going on, because it was very immature. But I'm like, if I feed into what he's giving me, it's going to be this. It's bam all the time, and we can't do that, So
because the whole time the child get neglected while y'all butting heads,
right? Yeah. So it's like no, as hard as many my tongue been bitten up, it's like somebody got to do the right thing. Yeah.
And I pull and the reason why I was so amazed by that situation when you say you and your kid's father basically made it work, because from a personal standpoint I went through a situation like that. Everybody know I'm newly here, and for a moment I was one of my kids' mothers looked at me and said, you're selfish. And I always, my mom would tell me all the time, I'm always wanting to think about everybody else. But that's what I was doing for a very long time. I was putting everybody first, and I didn't even give my chance to grow as a man. I had a absent father in the house, and so I didn't know how to love a woman. That's why everything I did with a woman failed. Why I cheated, because I was failing as growing as a man. And I needed a clean slate. I needed somewhere where Will can start all over. Will can have a clean slate. Will can build who he wants to be and not be dictated by everybody else. And that's basically kind of what I explained. Now granted I'm 700 plus miles away, and I do have ongoing communication with them and make ways down home and things like that. But I feel like it'll never be enough. I will always in her eyes, and to this day she still feels I'm selfish, and very very nicely I put it, I had to do this in order to grow, in order to learn how to love, find myself and love myself, because how am I going to teach my kids? I wanted to chase my dreams, and I know my is such a kind of a selfish word, but it was like, how can I preach to my kids, and tell them, when they get old enough, Dad, I want to do this, I want to do that, do whatever the fuck you want to do, chase your dreams and go hard, when I wasn't doing it. Like what kind of example would I be if I just sit somewhere for 25 years and meanwhile I wanted to do this, but and it's hurtful. It is. It's hurtful as a man. You sit there and you're like, you miss certain things, but you're doing it. Me, and I'm one of the ones I feel like I do it I'm in for the long haul. I'm not only playing for the short game, so I'm always thinking about down the line. But that's why it intrigued me, because it was like, you guys made effort, and you guys had open communications about things, and it was just kind of like, what went wrong on her side to, I guess, to even put herself in my shoes, to kind of say like, what, because I mean, to be honest, I was a shitty boyfriend. I was a great, amazing father, but I was shitty to her. But I mean, fuck, I was 24. Right. I didn't have
Well, our situation was blessed that we had his mother she started doing things, and she made them the norm. And I don't know if she had speeches with him. She never had speeches with me. We spoke all the time. It was always about the children, but like every holiday she made arrangements. She would call me and say, have them ready, we'll be there to pick them up. Of course, Kevin's coming to pick them up. She doesn't say all that. We'll be there, which means their father will be there to pick them up. When they come back, they have clothes. At the entire time that I've had my first two children, and they've graduated and they're in college now, I've never had to buy clothes. Wow. I've never had to buy sneakers.
Wow.
The beginning of school, I never had to worry about it. Their grandparents were educators, and so they, supported them in all of that. Kevin had to go to speech. They paid for that when he had to go to Sylvan, which is thousands of dollars per term. They paid for that. So I had what I needed to do here. She understood that, and to take that burden away from me so that I can move a lot freer as a mother, she made sure that he understood, because very early on he didn't get it. He didn't get why I needed him to send that money at the same time every month.
Right.
He would send it. He understood that he had to provide for his children, but he didn't understand my urgency, and rent is due by the 5th of every month.
Yeah.
And the light bill is right behind that. I can't, when you wait until the 15th, 17th, 20th, then that doesn't help. Yeah. So she, in her own way, she did things, put it in routine, and he and I and the whole family just never stopped. And she passed away. It was a very, very sad day for our family, but she left behind the blueprint for us to follow.
Absolutely.
And we did that, and now the boys have graduated. And yeah, it was perfect. But we needed the help of an elder, was my point.
So you feel that's missing too?
Yeah, you have to have someone who is older, who gets it, who both of you respect, who you listen to. And
but what about some of those that come from the lineage of the same shit? So you got the mama think like that.
There has to be somebody somewhere, even if it's in the community. I just think elders work well if you have a healthy respect for elders.
Yeah,
you have some, people who don't.
Yeah.
But if you do, then you will gain a ton of knowledge. There was so much Kevin and I did not have to endure, or our children suffer through, because Mrs. Shepherd had already figured it out. She already saw what our issue was. She knew what it was, because we were both, loving parents. We wanted to do well for our children. We already had a plan. The moment they were born, we had a plan for them.
Yeah.
Good.
So she knew that all we needed was some guidance. And out of all of the elders surrounding us on my side and his side, she was the one who stepped forward and said, if you will listen, then I will show you how to do this and do it well.
That's so important.
Yeah.
That is so important. I think that's a lot of what we need, but everybody want to mind their own business, or get out my business, and it's not much about, it's not even about being in your business, but like you say, and that's important, and that's how I operate. If you're willing to listen, then I will help you.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to waste your time. You don't waste nobody else's time, because you can't get that back. But to be able to stand up and see what both of your problems was, and to be able to speak on it, that's wisdom.
Yes.
And that y'all followed that made it better for your children.
That's right.
And like you said, she left the blueprint. So we need more people like that. And I believe they're there, but today's society and generation is like everybody want to look the other way and just ignore, like, oh, I don't see it, at least they turn a blind eye and a deaf ear. We can't do that.
It's destroying us.
Yeah, it is. But everybody got a hard head. Everybody is grown and think they just don't need anybody. We all need each other.
But
because
I'm gonna go with your back against the wall. But what if there is absolutely nobody? Like, what is it? If you guys can speak, and this person or whoever was listening, and that person is doing these toxic things, and they have nothing but enablers around them. Nothing from the family to the elders to anybody under them. What is it that they can possibly do?
It's easy. You just change your circle. You change the people that you're around. I mean, unless you're out in the boonies somewhere and don't have a car, you you can always change your surroundings. And I went through that maybe 5 years now. I still love my old family and friends and whatnot, and I'm a loner by nature, but when I do go out, I surround myself, or when I want to connect with people, I surround myself with like-minded people, or in the case when I first started 5 years ago, people I saw myself wanting to be like, or I saw something in them that I could feed from. That was important for me, to be around people that I could look up to, and give me something to work towards. And I think we all can find something to work towards. It's often difficult to find solutions or pathways in our society so that those things can fit. So just living different, just being a different individual when you're surrounded by people who enjoy and praise everyone looking the same, doing the same, being the same. You know, just finding your way in that can be difficult. So if you find someone who's mastered it, whatever that it is, it makes it a lot more less challenging, you know. Mr. McLeod, band director at Burke High School, he told us when I was a student back in the 90s, and he said to a student in the class said, experience is the best teacher.
Facts.
Right? Facts, right? Of course. Facts. And then he looked at us and he had this frown on his face, and we knew that meant that he was about to say something that we probably didn't agree with. But he said, you know, that's one of the stupidest, dumbest things I hear often. We're like, what? And he said, think about it. You think I need to catch AIDS to actually understand that I don't want AIDS? Like, do you think I need that experience to learn from it? Wow. He says it's much easier for you to learn from my experiences and what I've gone through, you know, and you know, so when elders speak, whether you agree or not, their experiences are priceless.
Oh yeah.
And I heard you shut the fuck up and you listen.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
That's right. Yes or no? If I was to ask you for $400, what would you say?
Why?
Yes or no?
Yes or no, Cohen?
Quanza, if I asked you $500, would you yes or no?
If I had it in my bank account?
What would you say?
Knowing you, I would say yes.
Oh, wow. Well, we're going to...
I mean, I would think that if you asked, you really, really need it. Knowing what I know about you as a person. And I had it in the bank. Meaning I have well over 500 in the bank. It's not my last.
I know there's a lot of people out there that's listening right now. Like, girl, no, don't do it. Girl, don't do it. Don't do it.
So, I don't know you.
Hey, man, we're going to take a little music break real quick, man. We're going to figure out... They probably looking like, why the hell I asked them for some money. But we're about to be doing a little bit, but we're going to figure out why I asked them the question after this, all right? All right, man, we back with 2 shots of vodka, and I got everybody breaking out their checkbooks right now because everybody think I ain't got it, man. But I was hoping, Miss Octavia, I want to thank Miss Quanza for thinking highly of me. But Miss Octavia was sitting up there, and you know, it was tough. Why? Well, why? But the answer I probably was looking for was just like in your book, just no. So I want to know what does no mean to you? What is the importance of actually saying no?
No means, okay, for me, no has to mean no. You know, and I say that because sometimes my no it can be no, but it'd be like, I need answers, you know. And it comes with
being black. We need to know who, what, when, where, how.
Yeah. You know, because it's like if I had that information, just like I ask you why you need $400? Because I mean, if you need $400, I'm gonna need, okay, why are you mismanaging your money? I just need that, you know. Right. I mean, if I had it, and I'm like, I don't know you like that.
Yeah.
I need to know what I'm investing in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But my no's don't always mean no, and I had to learn to just, when I say it, I have to mean it and stick by it, because for me, everything, it came from an experience, you know, and there's a reason why I had to go from one thing to another and kind of stick to that. So my no's ain't always been no.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's.
Quanza, you wasn't so reluctant to say no, but if you do say no, what did no mean to you? Were you always like a yes person? Yes. Well,
and as I listen to her speak, I'm like, I need to work on that with myself. You see how I say yeah?
Yeah.
And I was sitting there probably convincing myself that yeah was the right way to go. You know, you're a good person from what I know from you.
Yeah.
But not knowing how to say no can cause you to suffer in life a lot. A lot. It can drain you.
Yeah.
It can overextend you. And it can leave you to be disappointed in yourself, even though you tried really, really hard.
Yeah.
You know, did the best that you could do, but you just, like I said, you overextend yourself, or you don't say no when something is definitely dysfunctional, unhealthy for you, even though you know better. Definitely.
Yeah.
Yes.
But don't not a person that always says yes. Can that be sometimes a true testament of like how good of a person they are? Because honestly, when we say yes to a lot of things to somebody, you know, we kind of got that loyalty factor. Like we feel like we're obligated. And I'm probably speaking from a personal place. Like, you know, when I say yes to people, I feel like I always have to come through. You know, some type of, I don't care if I got 15 minutes to be here, but you need me to be here, and it's, you know, like it's just you feel like, you know. I hear you when you say, you know, you can suffer, but still in all, like I just think too, a person that always does say yes, they feel, you know, they're a good person. They feel like they want to be obligated, you know, to whatever somebody's asking, you know. That's reasonable.
It can be good. It can be gullible. It can be you just don't know how to say no. Maybe you fear saying no. I don't think it's you know, just one thing. But I do know that how you said it earlier, that it meant that you were a good person. I don't think that's necessarily always true. And even if it is true, balance would be necessary for that good person.
Yeah.
For their mental health, them.
Yeah. Well, I'm a big proponent. Everybody know. I say no. I just straight up no. You know, I'm like no. I'm telling her. I'm gonna tell you ass no. You know, if I ain't got, you know. But then too, but it's only when it gets me out of my comfort zone and my element. You know what I mean? Like when you're really trying to, you know, invade my space. So like when I got stuff planned, I'm a big planner. So I like stuff to be this time, here, this and that. You know, but there's got some people trying to take you off your path and stuff like that. So I'm going to say no. But then too, like, you know, if I tell people all the time, everybody know our preference all the time. Like, yo, if you need something, want me to do something, please let me know. Because I got to get mentally ready, physically ready.
Right? Ooh. Yeah. I need that get ready time.
Yeah, I need. You want to go out Friday? All right, let me know 2 Fridays before. Because I'm going to put it in my iPhone and on the goddamn, and on the goddamn calendar. You know what I'm saying? So, but to turn the page a little bit, Ms. Quanza, what's the stigma about health or good health in a black community?
The stigma, and I'm just going to pull this purely from observation. The stigma is that we die early. Well, we get sick before that, but yeah, eventually we die early now. That we only have the option of medicine as solutions, and that the way that our elders and now some ancestors dealt with health is old-fashioned, outdated, and no longer relevant. And all of those things are false.
Yeah. How can we educate the youth to put the Popeye's chicken sandwiches down?
You know what?
Don't tell me you just had one before you came here. Please don't.
I didn't. But if I wanted to, I would. I like to be realistic. I'm not a vegetarian. I know people who are. I think that's amazing. It did not fit in my lifestyle while I was raising 4 children, ripping and running. It's me and one car and, you know, just everything. Maybe 5 years from now, I might be, if I feel like that's necessary. But I think it's important to have balance. So if you're eating Popeye's chicken, I hope you're not eating it every day or foods like it every single day. Absolutely. That would be, that just wouldn't be smart. If you're eating meat or even vegetables have parasites and things in it, then it would be smart as a human being, because people do this all over the world, to detox at least twice a year. You know, get
Oh, so that's it, just twice a year. Is all you need doctor?
It's
your body.
now.
It's
oh, that's minimum.
And, when I said meat, I meant digestive detox. I probably wouldn't do that more than twice a year.
Okay.
But there's other detoxes, like you have to detox your sweat glands and your kidneys and you don't want to detox all of that at one time.
So wait, hold on. Expound on that. You have to detox your sweat glands.
Well, you're the system that controls that. You want to detox. And by detox, I could be talking about water and cucumber and lemon in a drink that you have every day. That's a light detox. That's something that will allow your body to keep your system that releases waste. And so sweat is one way. Your urine is another way. Bowel movements is another way. It just keeps everything moving, well oiled, and everything doesn't have to flush. Everything doesn't have to be the 7-day, 2-month cleanse, which is very intense. And you should be on vacation from work and able to replenish, yourself effectively before going back to work. So those are intense. There are other ways, but you should be. If you're going to eat, in other words, you're going to eat and take all of this stuff and poisonous things in, then you better have a plan on how to help your body to get rid of it on a regular basis.
So educate my girl does it. I don't. I just I don't know. I feel like I'm always going to miss out if I do. We are recent vegetarians for 6 months now.
Good.
Yeah. It's been tough. I've been especially Thanksgiving coming along.
You look good.
Well, thank you. I mean, I'm proud. Went from 252 to 219. Since March, man. So y'all can tell from my posts, I'm always in the gym, and it became a new addiction for me. It really has. But one thing I wanted to become an addiction for me is fasting. I want to partake in it, but just sometimes too, get those little, cravings after that, maybe that 8-hour period. What is the importance of fasting, and what's a proper fast, as far as, or even somebody that's just starting, so they know, okay, I want to fast, I want to detox my body, reset my system. How do I do that?
Well, there's different types of fasting, just like there's different types of detoxing. I think the main objective for fasting is to give your body a break from having to digest food and go through processes that take a lot out of you, your energy and whatnot. So it just kind of gives it a break, and then you want to reintroduce very lightly with it. So I personally wouldn't do a water fast, me myself, for long days like I've heard some people do.
That's crazy, by the way. I can't just do just water.
Just water.
Nah.
Now I can see doing a juice type,
see that neither.
But just from a nutritional standpoint, I would feel like you would eventually deplete yourself so much. You can have a deficiency that's so bad that it causes symptoms that are worse than disease, than other ailments that's caused by you eating something. You know what I'm saying? So you have to have some balance. I personally wouldn't do it. I would just be careful with those things. Do research. I always tell people to do research. Yeah. Because I'm not here to be your doctor. I'm never here to be your doctor.
You're my doctor, by the way. I'm just. I know you didn't sign up. I'm just,
But no, I'm not. You know what you. How much have you done? We had how many conversations?
We had a lot, and you've done a lot, and
but you
Earth
did the
Clinic
work.
is bookmarked in my phone.
Isn't it dope though?
You're dope.
But you went and you did the work yourself. You did the research, and that's what I want. Is so many people who come into my inbox, or I'll get on the phone. Usually I get on that phone, and we stand for however long it takes for me to answer your questions, and for some people, see, you came to me already ready.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? For some people, it's me on the phone for 2 hours trying to create a paradigm shift in them really quick. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And because
you're doing the whole thing
they're
for them
asking
over
for
the phone.
it's just like what will be relevant to them in their particular situation. But after that, I completely expect you to be serious, because if you are serious, you're going to go and do not just buy what I suggest, because what works for me may not work for you, but go and do that research, that back work, because with that knowledge now, not only can you heal yourself and your one ailment, you can heal your entire family with that, you know?
Yeah.
And that's powerful. Yeah. That's what we're missing.
Yeah.
We're very much dependent on medication. I don't even think the average doctor wants us to be this way. They tell you to eat better. They tell you to drink more fluids. They tell you they tell you all the right things. But once you find yourself in a state of a critical state where now it's too late in a sense, you have to address this high blood pressure right now in this moment, or you're going to have a stroke. Now we can't wait for the effects of better eating. Yeah, you can do it after the fact. Now you need medication in order to live, right? So I never speak against medication, but the only reason it's necessary is because we don't want to do the work. Yeah, we're being lazy. We don't want to do the research. You have to want to create that paradigm shift, because that's otherwise you're just going to go around and try to find lists and books. That's not the same thing. You know what I'm saying?
It's not. Yeah.
It's not. It's here. You want to change how you look at how you're living. Yeah. And why you're feeding yourself what you're feeding, and why you don't want to take in certain things. And if you do take in these things, how do you assist your body in eliminating it? Yeah. Because your body will get confused, doesn't know what to do with it, or store it. Now you have cancer. Wow.
Yeah. Well, and one thing that I think a lot of people, a lot of people in my circle constantly talk about is energy. Now, every day, faithfully, I wake up and my alarm goes off at 3:30 a.m. I head out to the gym. But I was, I let people know, I brown about 10:30, between 10:30 and 12, I start to crash. I get real sleepy. Unless I'm doing something real stimulating, which I'm not, because I'm at somebody else's job. I get real sleepy. What's the best morning thing to either drink or what now? I do my energy drink in the morning is take a lime, squeeze it in some water, and go to the gym. That's what I take. But what's best for that sustained energy throughout the day?
I think for more, I'm just going to answer this in general, because everyone has their own reasons why they may be tired. Or just have low energy. It can like for women, it could be thyroid issues. It could be a whole ton of things. So in general, if I'm looking at depletion of energy, I would immediately think of deficiencies and try to address that as quickly as possible and as convenient as possible, because it's 2019 and most people don't want to make a tea every morning. They don't have the time to do it, Yeah. So I would recommend that they find a food-based multivitamin. Food-based multivitamin, yes, and it's called that because everything about it is food-based. So if your vitamin A through Z is because of kale and spinach and herbs and things like that. They sell a brand. Can I mention the brand?
Go ahead, do your thing.
There's a brand called allllll that's found in most grocery stores, Walmart.
Thank you for mentioning that. I have 2 of those in my cabinet now.
They're amazing. If you look on the back of the ingredients, which I hope you do, they have different formulas. They have some for men, women, there's also Rainbow Light, which was the first brand that I had tried. It was very pricey. It was $30 for a month's supply. And it was very big. It was very hard to swallow. But I felt it immediately. I've taken vitamins for years just because I was told to. But truth be told, I never felt a difference. Yeah. Never felt a difference. And I took the Rainbow Light, just, did some research on it. And that night I was awake in my bedroom cleaning everything. 2:00 in the morning, girl. And I wasn't jittery.
Yeah,
I wasn't generally. I just wasn't ready to lay down. But as soon as I laid down, I was fine. But it gave me the energy to do. I was very tired. I was very lethargic.
I'm gonna have to switch to that. I'm gonna have to switch to that brand because I take the one you prescribed and told me to take. But I take it because I know it has stuff in there. But honestly, I don't feel the difference. Honestly, the thing that makes me feel the difference or the energy in the morning is working out, right? Yeah, that's the stimulant for me. And another thing is too, like I constantly tell my damn girl all the goddamn time, like, you need to drink more water. Nah, don't get me wrong, she's not out drinking. She don't drink cold drinks or anything like that. She's just, she has one bottle. She fills it up in the morning. She thinks she done something when she finished that by 4:30 when she get off. Right. And she's like, "Oh, how many bottles of water you drunk?" 7.
Right.
So I think people do underestimate the importance of water. And what it actually can do. Now, what I want to get into, I want to ask, what the hell is this fad with the pH balanced water? All right, now I have been victim of it, and done some research. Does it matter when it comes to water?
It matters, but I don't think it matters the way that it's being
branded. Because now it's a big selling tool now.
Because you can alkalize any water.
How do you do that?
Baking soda, lemon.
You just put
limes.
it in.
Limes, yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, we've always alkalized water. I just don't think it's a big deal for us to go out and buy, store brand bottles of water. If you want to alkalize your body, there's ways to do it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, to expand on that a little bit, I did my own little research just after this whole fad came out with they had like maybe 10 to 12 different brands of water. Mm-hmm. And I live in the country, so I got well water. Yeah. This one day I was out, I was so thirsty. I think I bought a name brand bottle of water. And because I was like, should I get this water or should I get this soda? Because I already know the hype with the water. But when I bought it, I was thirstier than I was before I bought it. And but when I got home, and because my well is on a natural spring, I felt a difference. Yeah. And because that name brand water was it was purified. Mm-hmm, yeah. So there is a difference between the purified and the spring water, and I don't know much about the distilled water, but. And I hadn't even got into the hype about the pH balance, because I think each pH balance is based on the type of water. Whether it's purified, I think it's a low pH. Spring, kind of mid to upper. Yeah. And then your distilled, I think that has a same as the spring water in my, and that's just me doing my own little research. But I think there is a difference. To me, purified water is just me, just boiling it,
it out.
It can be contaminated as fuck, but then when you boil it, it's now distilled. It's drinkable. Is it better? You know what I'm saying? But like you said, I think alkaline is the best because our bodies need that electricity to process everything and just go from there. But if all else fails, and if I had no other choice, then I would get the purified water, because not that I want to, but I think it's just, when you in the corner and you don't want the sugary drinks or the carbonated drinks or whatever, then I would probably get a bottle of purified water and then rush home and then, kind of flesh it out with some spring water or something like that. And even with the prices, you can get a bottle of water for almost $2, probably a 8 to 12 bottle of water, and you can get a jug of a gallon of spring water.
60 something cent.
Yeah. Less than $1. Yep. And I guess because the convenience of it being by the cash register work versus walking way across the grocery aisle, what I'm saying, to get that jug for less than $1.
I think you're actually paying for the label too, and how the company market themselves, because I kind of consider the same thing as far as Nike or Jordan. Just put a slap a logo. If you took that logo off of it, it looks like some shit out of Walmart or some shit.
I think they did I saw an article where they did a test on all the different waters.
Yeah, I saw that too. Yeah,
and it was like it's just like tap water.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
know, and I think the cheap water that they sold in Dollar Tree. What?
No, it was. I don't know if we saw the same video, but the test I saw was Nestle Pure Life.
Yep.
And the Walmart jug spring water.
Right.
That's that tested high in pH.
Yeah.
That's the ones.
It was the cheaper ones.
Yeah, the cheaper ones. Yeah.
So.
Because that Nestle Pure Life, it has so many different preservatives in it. You know, and I can't think of the name of it right now. Some kind of bicarbonate, something, sulfate, something. But this is the same chemical that you find in cement. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
So you have to read these labels, you know, and really.
And designing. They said designing is horrible. They said like one of the most acidic waters too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Made by Coke, by the way.
Exactly.
It's crazy.
It tastes just like you eating rocks because there's so much mineral. It just tastes so mineral.
Yeah. Especially when those waters mention that it's they add minerals, like they'll say it on there. And when my older sons, when they were young, and we went to WIC appointments, and they would give you classes on, you know, what to do with newborn babies and whatnot. And they have consistently taught us never to give the babies the water that's bottled for babies.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah, that water has
that's the parents'
extra
choice.
fluoride in it.
Yeah.
And it's and they tell you just straight at WIC. I love me for whatever reason they were very upfront. You know, whatever we want to think about these agencies or whatnot. When it came to new mothers, nursing mothers, and things like that, they were very, very upfront about how to do this right, how to be safe. And that was one thing that they just, it must be something bad if they're saying it in the WIC classes.
Yeah. Wow.
You know?
Wow.
So yeah.
If you could change one thing about food, what would you change?
About food? That we were more involved with our food like we used to be. I grew up on the hike, but my people, they're from the country in Pineville, and so they brought that lifestyle with them. So my grandmother had a big old garden on the side. We had chickens in the neighborhood. We had goats and things like that. And everyone was growing something. Yeah. It was normal to walk around the hike and we ate all day just walking around. Plums and peaches.
Go through those machines. Had too many hands touching it.
I mean, it was blackberries everywhere. Whatever. And that was because our people grew those things, and then they start to grow wild on their own. Like I can still go in our backyard and find the what do you call them? The scallions, the onion with the long stalk. Yeah, in our backyard. Yeah, they just keep growing and growing. So it was amazing to watch my grandmother jar up peaches and preserves and things like that. Just to watch her do that, and it makes sense now that we think about the issues that we're having with food now. Yeah. If something was to happen to the food distributions or distribution centers, like maybe a bug or something going out, and for whatever reason it would be in our best interest not to eat the food that's made available to us commercially, we would be asked out. We have no idea how to grow anything anymore. It's crazy. We have no agricultural knowledge at all anymore. But we were the people who used to do this. And I mean, I could say the same thing for just skills, period. Hands-on skills. You know?
We was just talking about that on the way here. Like, I always wanted to have a community garden because that's what we did. I'm in Cross. So that's all we did was sharecrop, and you had families actually giving the stuff away.
Everybody ate.
Everybody trading. You know what I'm saying? So. And it's like you say, it's necessary, especially these days, because the food is so contaminated and toxic. Even some of these labels are mislabeled, and so it's like we just have to put our hand back in this stuff, back in this dirt, and just really cultivate it, and doing it with a great intention, because you got this food now. The intention is to just make money off our lives. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when our grandmothers and our ancestors did it, it was to live. It was for longevity, and now it's nothing. You know,
the lettuce that you buy in Walmart would not be the same lettuce that I make in my yard, because my soil isn't depleted.
Right.
My soil isn't constantly being turned over. You can only turn over soil so much before you have to let it kind of go through stages a little bit, let it, grow another crop. No, they're same crops, they're just constantly returning that soil. So even if you are a vegetarian and you eat vegetables every single day, you are still not getting what our grandparents got.
Wow.
You're still not. You're just not getting it.
It's so much chemicals that they spray on this stuff. And I've seen a few videos where even the people who spraying the stuff, they're covered.
Yes.
In a white suit from head to toe.
Fuck you covered for what are you spraying?
Exactly. And when I would buy my vegetables, I'm soaking them in this whatever mixed baking soda, vinegar, or whatever, to kill this film, because you can eat a zucchini. I'm like, this don't taste like a damn zucchini.
Them pineapples from Walmart kind of got some acidity to them. I'm like, this shit just kind of spicy.
Spicy pineapple.
But it doesn't taste like a food.
Right.
It tastes like a chemical.
Yeah.
You know?
You can taste it now in a lot of things.
Man, it's crazy.
It just doesn't taste anything like it used to, or what we know it's supposed to.
And if you eat right, your body know, because your body gonna reject it.
Oh yeah.
So just like anything else, you gotta put in the work. And I know people out there that's listening is like, well, goddamn, just to eat right and live right is a lot of work, bro.
It takes work.
Hey, well, motherfucker, you go to work 8 hours to get a check, So what we gonna do here, man, real quick, we gonna what we do at 2 Shots of Vodka is we play a little game, all right? And we quick game. First game we play, it's called 5 Fingers of Death, all right? What I do is I go back and forth between my guests, and I ask a question, and you basically answer whatever the first thing on your mind. You will not be judged. This is a safe zone. You will not be judged. Whatever come to your mind, all right? And we will not look at you a certain way. We'll probably talk about you when you leave, but
Do we take these shots before or after?
You could have been took that.
You could have been taking. Everybody got
you could have been. I'm on 3 right now. I'm good. Y'all good. Yeah. So they're a little bit behind right now, but. All right, so since y'all opened up right now, I'm gonna get started real quick. All right, so Quanza.
Yeah.
First thing come to your mind: happy food.
Spaghetti.
Octavia, addiction.
Fish.
Quanza, biggest fear.
Failure.
Good one. Octavia, what's nasty?
Bugs.
Quanza, dream man.
Dream man? You mean like a name?
Man, just what's your dream man? Whatever come to your mind.
Dream man. Tall, dark, bald with a beautiful beard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Octavia, career.
Entrepreneur.
Quanza, in 5 years I'll be.
In 5 years, I will be married. Yes.
Ah, beautiful.
Married.
There's my word for you.
Octavia, in 10 years, I'll be
rich.
I'm rich, bitch.
Yes.
Quanza, when I die, I'll leave behind
an extraordinary legacy.
Octavia, when I die, my tombstone will read,
she did it all.
Oh, I like that one. Damn, that's man. Let me speechless on that one. Y'all gave some great answers. And no shots to anybody that did it before. Last game, man, it's called 7 is Lucky. All right, everybody knows 7 is a lucky number. All right. I'm going to basically give you 2 options, and you have to choose. And you have 3 seconds to choose. All right. First, I'm going to start ask you all 7 questions, and we'll start with you, Miss Quanza. Powder or pill?
Powder.
Sex or love?
Love.
Spiders or snakes?
Spiders.
Africa or the United States?
Africa.
Kiss Flavor Flav or kiss Donald Trump?
Kiss Flavor Flav.
Wow! Flavor Flav! Luther Vandross or Teddy Pendergrass?
Teddy Pendergrass.
Legacy or wealth?
Ooh, they're not the same?
I mean, they possibly could.
Legacy, that can include wealth. Yeah.
Definitely could. I wrote the question. I didn't even think of that shit.
Yeah.
Your turn. Vodka or Henny?
Vodka.
Lover or fighter?
Lover.
And this will be a tough one. Kiss Beetlejuice or suck Shaq's toes?
I love Beetlejuice.
I hope y'all know the Beetlejuice I'm talking about. The black man Beetlejuice, not the actual
Oh
cartoon.
no! Oh no! Okay, I'll be sucking some toes. Okay.
Bow Wow or La Romeo?
Bow Wow.
Summer or winter?
Summer.
It's lit or it's on one? Which one will you choose?
It's on one.
Okay. Money or fame?
Money.
Okay. Y'all did good. Y'all ain't break a sweat. Y'all ain't did.
Yeah.
Okay. Y'all did good. Yeah, y'all about it. Miss Octavia, won't you let the people know where they can find you? Please let them know the name of your book, where they can find that at, all your social media links and all that. Plug all that good stuff in real quick.
All right. The name of my book is called Traces of My Pencil. It is available on Amazon.com under my writer's name, which is Soul Sister, SOULSISTA, the number 4 show, SHO. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook at Copper Cohens, and that's COPPERCOHENS.
All right, y'all definitely make sure y'all get that book because it's definitely a page turner. Miss Quanza, where the people can find you, and please let them know if they need to know they tired of eating all that gumbo and all that stuff. Where can they find you to get some goddamn help?
Well, Geechee Mama is a personal passion of mine. I had considered turning the consultation part into a business, but it does not sit well with my spirit in that sense. So I will not, and I have tried different ways of doing it. Maybe a retail part will come about, things that I think people would, benefit from having access to, but. I do still have the page up. It's going to be revamped. Okay. So on Facebook, you can find me at Geechee Mama. If you know me personally on Facebook, Quanza Washington, and you inbox me, I will help you as much as I can. And that's about it. Just kind of look for me to go live sometimes. I'll, just share some information wherever I see fit. Usually you see me make a long post after my children have been sick. And that's where my head is, right? So I'm like, okay, let me just go ahead and write all this out while I'm thinking about it.
And I just want to say from the community, hey, even you post that, you may think, we definitely appreciate that. Like those little things that you may think, I'm that guy, I'm sitting up there and I am copying and pasting and putting it in my phone for future reference. You know what I mean? So, people, please, when you guys follow all these meme pages and stuff like that, y'all take your health very seriously and follow Quanza Washington and whatnot. Usually, the last thing what I like to do, man, I like to in my podcast with some type of phrase that kind of frame around what we've been talking about. So the phrase I have is, yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, today is God's gift, that's why we call it the present.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
All right. Yo, man. Thank y'all for listening. Always remember, stay 10 toes down. If you're missing any, count them and roll with them. Lead with love. You're going to get love. And whoever you with and whatever you're doing, do them and it because you love it. It's real love and it's 2 shots of vodka and we out.
Yeah, your friends tell you I'm the one and I'm hoping you listen. I don't listen if they praying or they sneak dissing. I got the black sword for the battle of the sexes. You my next girl, don't ever act like my exes. Your phone face up, I trust those are good texts. Mine's face down, cause bullshit can bring us down. Avant with the wine, helping me to read your mind. Room 309, baby, here's the card for you. You love this, you love that, that's where the real at. Morning time, you got my sweater, Vicky's under that. Here's my number, make it ring when you unpack. And don't front on me, cause I'ma take care of your back.
I think you're perfect. I think you're worth it. I think you've got something different. I've been searching. I think you're nervous. He's made you so mad. I think you should take a chance and show me that you can. Come through to my side. Come vibe on my side. Be mine on my side. Come wine on my side. I think you're perfect. I think you're worth it. I think you've got something different. I've been searching. I think you're nervous. He's made you so mad. I think you should take a chance and show me that you can.